A year of drought, extreme temperatures and rising costs has hit the animal kingdom hard, with wildlife perishing from the effects of development, lack of funding and climate change. Our next report looks at how conservationists have been working tirelessly to reverse some of the damage caused to the animal kingdom.
In recent years, Uganda's wealth of diverse wildlife has been central to attracting more tourism to the country. This comes after its biodiversity was hit hard by political instability that rocked the country in the 1970s and the 1980s. That led to some species becoming extinct. But now conservation efforts, increased security and tough wildlife laws have resulted in good news for the animals, with numbers of large mammals including the rhino, giraffes and elephants on the rise. 2022 also saw a rise in human-animal conflict in Uganda, as increased herds of elephants put pressure on land needed by a growing human population for crops.
The elephants could come, destroy the crops from whatever stage, that is during planting, during weeding and during harvesting.
Meanwhile, Australia was ravaged by wildfires. So in Sydney, vets started a program to help the animals caught up in these events, by way of a training program. The course was created because most veterinary professionals are only trained to look after domesticated pets, such as cats and dogs, but not taught how to properly rescue and rehabilitate wildlife. The program hoped that by training as many professionals as possible, more wildlife will be saved, especially in times of crisis like massive wildfires.
With infrastructure coming in, all the patients are moving out of their natural habitats and coming into the city, and no one really knows what to do.
In Kenya, developers have called on citizen scientists to help log wildlife on a new app. Launched by the National Museum of Kenya, the app aims to help the country's wildlife authorities track and log both rare and common mammals and record whether the species and their habitat are thriving. Moreover, Kenya is home to the mountain bongo, one of the most endangered species in the world, according to the International Union for Conservation of Nature. The Mawingu Mountain Bongo Sanctuary, an 800-acre area of indigenous forest, was launched in 2020 with the aim of rewilding mountain bongos. As in 2004, a total of 18 mountain bongos were brought back to Kenya from zoos in an attempt to rewild them. They had to be trained on how to survive in the wild as they had been kept in captivity. And in 2022, 5 more were released to the Mawingu Mountain Bongo Sanctuary. They are now being monitored and left to roam freely in the wild. There was also positive news from Indonesia. Conservationists worked to bring the critically endangered Bali myna bird back from the brink of extinction. With the help of unlikely allies, bird breeders and tradesmen endemic to Bali, the Bali myna has been a highly sought-after collector's item in the international caged bird trade. For more than a century, due to its striking white plumage and song, capture of the birds for sale, coupled with the habitat loss to farming and settlements, led to the bird being listed as critically endangered in 1994 by the IUCN. By 2001, experts estimated only about 6 Bali mynas were living in the wild, with thousands in captivity around the globe. So in a bid to revive its population, breeders were given Bali mynas by the government and allowed to keep 90% of the offspring for private sale. The remaining birds were released into a protected national park in Bali that helped in safeguarding the bird from going extinct. So as the world's biodiversity suffers from rising global temperature, conservationists around the globe are doing their best to protect these wild species. Bureau Report WION, World is One.
WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.